Hello my friends, back again. In this video I would like just to chat with you, not any matter in particular. I mean, I would like to talk about pens, our passion, and especially of course we're talking about fountain pens. I would like to dedicate this little space to just to the argument of what is uh, the what are the main features that make us fall in love with a pen. What are the parts of the pen uh, that most intrigue us and allure us into buying one? There are many, of course, but I think we can limit them to a few. I think the look of the pen, the aesthetics, that regards the color, I'm sure we all agree upon that, which is also linked to the material of the pen, because many colors may depend, the attractiveness of a color may depend on the material which is used to make a pen. And the size, most of us prefer a smaller size and others a bigger one. And the weight of the pen, and of course, the writing performance, so the nib and the filling system. I think that these are the main features that all interest us and intrigue us. So I have here, you are looking at what I reckon to be the most iconic pens of a few of very well-known brands. Most of them are historic brands, others are quite new. I will start with the first that for sure we all agree upon, that is probably the king of the pens. Here we have a special edition of the Montblanc 149. This is the calligraphy flex edition, one of the most recent ones. This is a quite, of course it's a big size pen with an 8 size nib. This in particular, it's an amazing flexible nib realized in Hamburg by the craftsmen of Montblanc in the Maison, and it's incredible how it writes, really. But let's focus on the pen, which is considered by many, I believe most of the pen enthusiasts, to be the pen that everybody should at least once have in his life, at least try, I would say. And of course it's piston filling, it's huge, it has this cigar shape, perfect screw-in type, and this amazing nib, and it's very light. That's what most that doesn't know exactly this pen, have not experience about this pen, don't surmise. It's how light it is, because it was, and it's designed and manufactured to be used, not just to be looked at. So here it is, what probably may be considered the perfect pen, at least if you like quite a big size, because I'm sure that many may consider this to be too big, but it's a personal choice. I mean, I prefer, for example, bigger pens, but here the other historic pen that everybody knows, a Pelikan Sovereign, the green, the black and green. This is an M600, which I believe to be quite a good size for an ordinary daily writing experience to be perfect. And of course it's piston filling. You have the body, it's semi-transparent, so you can have a quite good look at the ink capacity inside. And the nib is a solid gold nib, of course, 14 karat nib. Immediately after, there is the sides that probably is considered the perfect one. The M800. This is one of the most recent one, the black-brown one, and it's really amazing. The craftsmanship of this pen, perfect. Especially the piston filling is considered in Pelican to be the better, the best one, actually, the best one. I think we can all agree upon. I have never had any kind of issues with the piston filling of Pelican, of any size you pick. And I must say that the M800 is really a good size pen from my point of view. It's as you can see, it's not so so small compared to the 149 of Montblanc. It's basically the size of the nib that differs so much in size. Here it is. You can all look at the real difference among the two. Really huge. Then what we have, another historic pen, it's a Parker Duofold. Here I think that one of the most recognizable part of this pen is the color. This terracotta orange color, it's so iconic. And I love this last one, that this most recent version that has the old engraving on the body. Then there is the filling system. It's a cartridge converter type, which is a more modern system, which we can talk about a lot, because there are two ways of thinking. There is those who consider this to be a cheap, a very simple kind of filling, but extremely functional, and others that would never buy a pen so expensive without a piston filling system. That's, for example, the Japanese view. The filling system of the Japanese pens. That's what we're talking about. For example, here we have this splendid professional gear King of Pen. The heart of this pen is, of course, this gorgeous 21 karat solid gold nib. Amazing. A pen like this, in a Western way of thinking, would have a piston filling system. In the Japanese world, even a gorgeous, gigantic pen like this, it is fitted with a simple converter, the same one that you find in the standard ones, because their experience, their heritage, it's this one. They don't need to fill the pen in a very peculiar or mechanical way. The important is the nib. It's how writes the nib. How the nib is fed, it's not important. It's secondary. So the functionality is the basic principle behind the manufacturing of a Japanese pen. And that's something that I can only admire, of course. But if we talk about Italian pens, there are, of course, we all know that the aesthetic part of the pen becomes quite the main feature, the main importance. Here, our Italians, we in Italy, we love beautiful things, and so we can't avoid to make some of those, sometimes penalizing the functionality. It's not the case of this pen, the one that I have in hand. This is an Aurora. We all know about the Aurora that has made celebrated its centenary last year, and this is the iconic Aurora 88. This is the Neptune version, one that is included in the Stellar collection, a very famous collection of Aurora 88. The pen is incredibly light, even lighter than the 149 by Montblanc, and the nib. It's amazing because it's manufactured and crafted in-house by Aurora, something that is very special indeed, and it's not common. Even if many companies now have started to implement in their production process the manufacturing of nibs. They are now learning the importance of manufacturing its own nibs. But anyway, now it's still a very special and limited production. This one made by Aurora, because it's really still unique in the writing system world. And this is the 18 karat solid gold nib by Aurora, which you can get in so many sizes. The range is really one of the widest in this world. We have it comes to extra fine, fine, medium, broad, double broad, stub, italic, gotcha nib, which is a very unique nib that allows you to write thinner or thicker depending on how vertical you put the nib on the paper. And so you have so many different obliques for right-handed and left-handed, so there are really many possibilities with the ink. And the filling system, of course, as it's quite customary in Italian pens, it's piston. In this piston filling system, Aurora, it's evident how it works. For whoever it's not very accustomed to the system of the piston, just unscrewing, the piston goes down, then you sink into the ink till the section, otherwise you take air instead, and then you screw it again, and as you can see, the piston goes back and the pen is filled. This is the typical Italian filling system. In all the precious pens, Italian precious pens are made in this way. Here we have another splendid Aurora 88 of the Stella collection, the Mercury, and it's really nice in this Celluloid resin. And speaking of resins, now is the time to talk about the materials of the pen. We have basically, historically speaking, 4 main materials. We have the resins, the acrylic resins. We have the queen of the materials, celluloid. Here it is. That may look at a first glance as a normal standard acrylic resin, but the depth of the iridescent parts of the pen, it's incredibly rich, and also the touch of the pen, that's different, the weight. It's something that you will learn only by experience, not just by looking at the pen. And it's a precious, maybe the most precious of the materials that have been used in the history of pens, especially in Italy. And working and turning a pen in celluloid, it's a tiresome work. It's very long. The material must be seasoned. So when you plan to do to make a celluloid pen, you have to plan it years before to prepare the material, and it's also very hard to stock. It's very dangerous to stock. So the place where you stock the celluloid must be a safe place. That's the reason why nowadays the production of celluloid has stopped. All the very few manufacturer companies that used to make celluloid has decided to give up doing it again because it's too dangerous and it's too expensive. That's a real pity, and that's why the love for this material has been renewed in the recent times, and now the pens made in celluloid are really became maybe a little bit overpriced, I would say, but really expensive. The other material is metal, of course, that is now used for cheaper pens. because it's easier and cheaper to use. And then we have even some new special materials like a Visconti. Visconti, here we have on display. It's another iconic pen, coming from not a very old company, but a company that has established itself in the pen world as to be the most innovative and the modern craft manufacturer company in the writing system world, I would rather say. Here we have one of its most famous pens, the Homo sapiens. Here we have a material that has been patented and manufactured for the first time by Visconti, and it's been used by them. It's a compound resin made of basaltic lava from the Vulcan Etna, and it's really a resilient and hard material, but not so heavy. Here in this pen we have all the main features that have made the success of Visconti. We have this material, this unique material. We have the filling system, the double reservoir, that is unique. Here we see in this new model that is called exactly the double reservoir limited edition. You can see the bigger reservoir and the little one that you can look by the little window. And here you have the system. It's a vacuum filling system that works in this way. Just by pushing, you create the vacuum that make the pen being filled, and all the two reservoirs are being filled, the little one and the bigger one, when you just put it down and wait a few seconds for the ink to fill the pen. Then when you screw back again the knob, the bottom part, you will separate the two reservoirs, making it very hard to having leaks of ink, especially with changing of temperature and pressure. That's unique. And here in this special new model, you can take a good look at the in-house new solid gold nib unit by Visconti. This is in particular, it's the new stub nib, and I fell in love with this new production of nibs by Visconti. In fact, as you will be very, very well aware, I have made a few exclusive collections with them, especially in stacked celluloid. Talking back again of the beautiful, precious celluloid. Here we have the new lava collection that recently Visconti has proposed in colors that are very, very unique. And in this pen you see another special feature that is very well known by Visconti. It's the magnetic closure of the pen. Here we have, very simple. It doesn't wear off with time, so it's an endless system, really. And the pen is gorgeous, I like to say. In this compound resin of the Homo sapiens in colors, I really love it. And then, since we are taking a good look at the main brands on the market with their iconic pens, to establish which is the main part, the features that most attract us in a pen, here we have a Montegrappa. I have to talk about Montegrappa, of course, because it's gorgeous. This is an extra, made in celluloid. It's a shiny line celluloid that you can have both in this vertical pattern than in circles. That is gorgeous. It's very similar to a stacked one. And here we have all the best parts that hold the best features that we can find in a Montegrappa. The jewelry work on the sterling silver parts of the pen, the clip with the ring, the engravings on the ring, on the main cap ring, and the special unique manufacture of the sterling silver grip part, and the 8 sides gorgeous 18 karat solid gold nib. piston filling system. Here we have all the main features of a good, precious Italian pen. Twisting system, octagonal shape, not so heavy, a huge pen. Here you have the 149, this one. It's heavier, of course, but they really both look great. And which one would you use? That's depend on you. I will never be the one to tell you this one is better than this, or vice versa. Whatever attracts you most, for me, it's good. If you feel more comfortable with a heavier pen, why not? And the weight, many times I've been asked that, doesn't affect the real value of the pen, because as you can see, a very light pen, a very big, enormous pen, may cost so much, even more than a sterling silver one, if it's really well made and the material is precious. Like here we have one of my favorite. This is La Verde Roma. This is the Extra Montegrappa 1930, made in an amazing malachite green celluloid. And this is an exclusive production made for us in Rome. And here we have a very special feature that you don't find so easily in a Montegrappa. I mean the celluloid grip section. That is something that we struggle so much to obtain from Montegrappa, and we had finally in this amazing pen that it's nearly sold out now. And what I can say, it's really amazing. This is the kind of pen that I love personally. In fact, that's one that I have ordered and made for us in the shop. Let's the final part of this little chat. I will talk about what I like more. I think it's quite evidently in the productions that I in the last years made exclusively for my shop. So I turn back again to Leonardo, for example, especially this Corsani Abyss that has been made for us. And here we have actually what I love in a pen, I must say. We have the beautiful craftsmanship and the beautiful colors and depth of celluloid. We have an amazing, good performing nib that you can choose in so many sizes, because it's fitted with an ebonite feeder it's in-house made by Leonardo, that is its resemblance, it's very similar to the Omas one that we all know very much. Then we have a piston filling system, even if it's captive inside in this way, but it's a high capacity piston that works great. And we have the price, because this pen is worth the price, because all the other celluloid pens are really expensive nowadays, as we said a few minutes ago and we talked. So here we have what I would declare to be the perfect pen in size for me. Of course, the size is perfect, the weight, I don't use the pens with the cap posted, so the length, it's perfect, it's perfectly comfortable for me. The grip section, it's perfect, even the diameter, and the beauty of the celluloid, because we're talking about precious pens. We're talking about an instrument that not only accompany us in writing, and so it transfers our emotions, so it needs to fill our hearts, not only to be filled with ink, but to fill our hearts of emotions that will be transferred on the paper whenever we write to somebody, whenever we pour our souls into it. That's what I think. So I think I will end this. Oh no, I don't want to forget this other production of mine. This is the an ebonite pen from Stipula. This is an Etruria. This is a pen designed to write ordinary, to every day, to enjoy every day, every moment of our life. It's not an expensive pen. Even with a steel nib, it's gorgeous. And the piston filling, it has a huge capacity, and it's great how it works, especially with this large ink window that allows you to check the amount of ink that you have inside, and it's extremely light, and it's not too big and it's not too slim, so it's another pen that for my taste it would be perfect. So here it is. I'm quite down now today, and I really look forward to hearing what you think about your favorite pen, which one you use, which features you prefer, which are the parts that for you really can't be ruled out to be the most important one. So yeah, let me know what you think, and see you next time. Bye.